Okay, all you crazy cannonballers, it's Wednesday night. That means it's time for the Cannonball Nation to take the digital airways. Good to see you guys piling in. Athens, PA, Powell, Wyoming. God, I love the reach of these shows. Going to be a fantastic show tonight. Our tried and true staff and crew are all back on hand. Mr. Rob Nussbaum in the house. Jason Sims waiting to host this show. Chris Summer Simmons, number 89 here from Northern California. One more time, reporting in from the Redwoods. Make sure you throw up your name, where you guys are from, so we can give you a little shout out here. And don't forget to hit the like and share button. Let people know what's going on in the world of the motorcycle cannonball, and that they can watch this show live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rob Bitos, King of the Baggers. What a fantastic event. You guys should be so proud of that. Drag Specialties, Rob Bitos, everyone that participated in that. Incredible. My producer is holding up a picture of what appears to be, I don't even want to say what I think that looks like. It looks like it's holding its own member. Let's move on. Unicoi, Tennessee in the house. Chris just worked on my 34 all day, and I'm making my sweet husband an apple pie for helping me. I don't feel bad that you had to work on your knucklehead all day. You're talking to the wrong person for sympathy. Mike Jensen, number 16, Council Bluffs, Iowa. Good to see you here tonight, man. Hey, look, we're just about 7 minutes away, and we're going live with this week's installment of the Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Don't go anywhere. Grab something cold to drink, kick back, and get ready. 7 minutes, we go live. All right, Wednesday night here in Source Media headquarters, 50 floors beneath the street level. Getting ready to go live with the Cannonball Chronicles. Wimberley, Texas, y'all, sitting in her bus. Rebecca Cunningham. Of course you're there. Android, checking in from WNY. Jaw Brian on my couch. We're being a little more specific, city and state. Jimmy Bradley, Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the house. Very wet state of New Jersey. What's going on with that? Number 21, Pittsburgh. Mr. Tom Banks in the house with us. Good to see you, Tom. Heather Callan, New Hampshire. There you go. Heather Callan with a little typo. She's up north visiting family. Left me alone in the studio. Can you believe it? Only trouble is going to happen there. Jeremy Sather, Minnesota watching. Good to see you guys. We're just 2 minutes away from going live. Remember what I said, make sure you hit that like and share button so we get this message out. The message of good motorcycles and good times all across the world. Thanks again to the help of our friends over at Choppertown, our whole Cycle Source family for making this happen with us. 2 minutes, we're going live with Cannonball Chronicles. Don't go anywhere. Just as we pass the 30-second mark, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Motorcycle Cannonball. It's one of the Source Media's proud programs that we're producing here in the studio. Chris the engineer. I'm going to be signing off for the rest of the night as long as there's no problem. So let's get this one out of the garage and kick it over and get started. It's time for another episode of the Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Here we go.
Hey, what's happening? Guess what? It's another hump day. We're back again live this Wednesday night in the Banks Gas Studios Services Studios. That's right. I kind of a little bit lost. I've been gone here the last couple of weeks, so I'm super excited to be back on the show again tonight with you all. Got a really, really good show. I'm in a good mood. My co-host is in a good mood. Our person in the sidecar is in a good mood. Our guest is in a good mood. We're going to have a good show. I just know we are. So with further ado, I want to bring in my buddy, Mr. Rob Nussbaum. What's happening, Robbie?
Howdy, everybody. I'm coming to you from Sciatica, New Jersey. I think I'm on the wind down from this. As you know, haven't been feeling too good, but more importantly, Jason, let's talk about you. You have some exciting news, don't you? On a personal note.
I do, yes. We've been going through a really, really stressful time here, me and my wife, Leanne. We've been homeless for about the last 30 days. We've been trying to buy this house down here in Arizona and been having a little bit of problems here and there. Not on our fault, not on our realtors or anything like that. Just everybody's busy right now. Everybody's refinancing, everybody's closing, everybody's buying. But luckily, we got our deal done today. We are proud new homeowners. That's in Arizona now. We're super excited to become part of the community down here, and not have to deal with the snow and crap that happens up in South Dakota. So we're excited.
That's nice. That would be great. Well, congratulations to you and Leanne. It's got to be settling to feel like you have a place to live now. You're not wandering the planet unsupervised, Jason. So
I am ready to get back out there, though.
So, yeah.
It's coming to the point that we were about to change the Cannonball bus, the old Grim Sweeper bus, into our new tiny home. We were this close. Really.
No kidding. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's a stressful time right now to buy a house. It really is.
It's a stressful time for everybody, and all I can say is hang in there. I mean, 2020 can't go away fast enough. I had a great move going on, and then the last day of the move, the sciatica hit. I've been for 20 days or whatever since October 1st. Looking at boxes that I can't pick up and put away. And luckily, Ryan's been really working hard at putting stuff away and getting it organized, but it's just enough of 2020 already.
I hear you. I'm ready for it to be done.
Yeah.
Having fun.
I think if our studio had a sound effect, it would sound like a shotgun right now, but I don't know. There it is. Bam. So, and Marianne Jarvis is watching. Marianne, I'm on the road to recovery on some steroids. On the last day of the steroid treatment, that helped a lot. Little physical therapy. Hopefully within a couple of weeks, I'll be lifting heavy boxes again, and I'll put myself back in the hospital. Roger Green is out there. David Crum, Chris and Pat Simmons, who I was talking to earlier on FaceTime. They were working.
Wasn't that a cool? Did you get to see that Peter Frampton video yesterday?
Oh my God. I've watched it like 10 times, and I'm not just sucking up here. It was great. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, too. So
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's the Doobie Brothers with Peter Frampton doing Let It Rain by Eric Clapton, and it's an amazing rendition of the song. Go watch it, but not right now. Stay with us.
Stay tuned, because you can watch it anytime you want.
Maybe at the end of the show, maybe Chris Callen could find a link, maybe, and he'll put that up.
Unfortunately, that violates our terms as responsible broadcasters, and they will shut down our stream for copyright.
If you provide a link.
Oh, a link I can do. I just can't actually play the video on the show.
Thanks, Chris. A link. Yeah, no, that would be a violation for sure. So, but maybe we can get you guys a link and you can watch it later. Anyway.
Hey, I want to take just a quick minute for the people that are just kind of tuning in for the first time and maybe not know what we're doing here or what this event is. Let's just take a quick minute and, talk about the Motorcycle Cannonball, which is a cross-country race, endurance race with pre-1930 motorcycles. It's an event that happens every 2 years. Unfortunately, the event that we were supposed to hold here in 2020, we had to postpone it now until 2021. And the plan is to go from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, over to the east coast of the Atlantic Ocean to Myrtle Beach, and then down to South Padre Island, Texas. And we're doing this with about 110 riders, competitors that will be riding pre-1930 motorcycles. So really the purpose of this show tonight is to talk about everything Cannonball, to talk to riders and support crew that have participated in this event over the last 10 years, and to kind of get their stories, see what they're up to, see what they're working on, and just kind of bring you some good, wholesome, family friendly fun.
Bring you inside the fold, as it were, right? Bring you in make you an insider on what the motorcycle cannonball and the cross country chase is all about.
Exactly. So hopefully we're doing a good job with you guys, and you're hitting that or mashing it, as these guys say. Mash that like button, mash that share button, and send these out so we get a bigger audience out there.
Hey,
and,
did you know that you could watch us on YouTube, Jason?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I watch it every day.
Yeah, if you guys have YouTube on your television, on your smart TV, just look for Motorcycle Cannonball or Cycle Source or any. You guys have YouTube on your television, on your smart TV. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, if you
that was me trying to be a.
This was like the dang debate.
That was me trying to be a wise guy, showing everybody, hey, look, it's right there on YouTube, and it sure was.
Live television, you gotta love it. So yeah, so you can look at Cycle Source or Motorcycle Cannonball and go to YouTube and watch it from the comfort of your recliner, as it were.
Heck yeah. So mash it.
Mash it, baby.
Mash it up. Perfect.
Yes, hit that share button. So if you folks have any questions for us out there, throw them up on the screen. We'll try and address them if we can. We love to have the interaction with our audience here. So,
hey, you know what?
What?
I think we should bring in our kind of sidecar person.
What's she going to tell us about 1,000 words?
Yeah,
or more.
It's been just a treat just to have her with us to kind of finish out the show too.
She's been awesome.
Yeah,
Let's bring her in.
Let's do it.
Well, hello there. How are y'all?
Howdy.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rob.
What's going on?
Oh, I got this. It looks very mysterious or Halloweeny. Maybe it looks Halloweeny behind me. I don't know.
Jason's a Halloweeny.
It got cold outside, so I decided I would set up in the bus. So I've got a tripod and lights and computer and black fabric back there, so y'all don't see my clean laundry piled up on the bed.
And if you hadn't told us, we wouldn't know.
I know. I tell on myself. I got to quit doing that. So back to old motorcycles.
1,000 words. Yes.
So this video is from the chase. There was one day where the riders didn't know when they left that morning that they were going to cross the Wabash Cannonball Bridge. The Cannonball riders crossed it going from the other direction in 2016. And then the cross-country chase riders went from the opposite side last year. And we had arranged for me to not live stream the whole morning takeoff so that I could beat them to the bridge and get shots of them. And with Doug Wathke's encouragement, I decided to be at the end of the first short bridge. So there's two bridges that are considered the Wabash Cannonball Bridge. So there's a smaller, shorter one that is more, oh my gosh, it's just pucker factor. Okay, that's what it is. It's a pucker factor bridge. Okay, there's no other way to say it.
For those who may not be familiar with what pucker factor is, no, I'm not kidding.
It's
I don't want you to explain it.
Yeah. Every piece of DNA in your body is going, what have you done to me? That's it. Going across on a motorcycle. So I got there right before, like two riders dashed off in front of me, and I got video of them going across. And then I got across that first bridge, parked the bike, got the cameras set up, and the riders started coming. Of course, I think Terry Richardson was the first one that came across. And so this is just a video showing everybody coming across the first section, which is the scariest section of the Wabash Cannonball Bridge.
Here's our sponsor. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, babe. Oh, look at how sketchy that looks.
Well, that was
So I don't know if you could see some of the little details about the bridge, like the fact that some of the boards were not really fastened down, some of the bolts stuck up out of the boards. Um, it was a wiggly bridge to go over. Even on a relatively modern bike, it was a little wiggly bridge. So my original plan had been to videotape with GoPro on my helmet, video going over, video coming back, video going over, do it 2 or 3 times, get a different variety of angles. And I went over it the first time and went, okay, that's enough. I'm done. I'll
Well,
be set up
you
for all you guys to come over.
You certainly got a lot of the different aspects of the riders coming over the bridge in different perspectives, and some of the bikes with the smaller tires were having a little more difficult time. What was interesting was seeing Vicky on the full dresser sort of just breeze over it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She had no problems. Joe Sparrow had no problem. Of course, Doug, he's used to whatever, terrain throws itself at him, so he was fine.
Yeah, that's pretty
It
much
was,
true. So you're going to stick with us a little bit. Stick with us a little bit here, Rebecca. We got to take a break here and pay some bills and support our sponsors, and we'll be back on the other side.
All right.
I joined the military straight out of high school because I felt like I really needed some direction in my life. And what I got out of it was a sense of purpose and, more importantly, to be part of a brotherhood. I started riding when I was 21 on sport bikes like most of us do when we're 21 years old. Quickly, I transitioned into love of a cruiser. My perfect ride would be with all my buddies with me, riding on the coast of the ocean. There's something amazing about having all your friends with you in the perfect scenery all at the same time. My bike is a 2015 Harley-Davidson Dyna Fat Bob. My favorite upgrades to it so far are my custom fairing and my 16-inch ape hanger handlebars. My name is Brandon LaBelle, and I'm a Dennis Kirk rider.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm with Banks Brothers Motorcycles. One of the things I want to show you today is our new improved engine puller.
The changes to this machine has been in the arms and in the hands. We put heim joints in the hand to allow rotation of the engine, which makes it easier to get it in and out of the frame. With the angle change, we have equal clamping pressure on them. And over here we have what's called the posi lock, which allows this to be locked in place and the engine can't swing from side to side.
And we're going to show you just how easy it is to pull the motor out of the bike right now. George is actually going to come in, make contact with the cylinders, tighten it down, and he'll pull it out of there.
You lift it up, rotate it, and bring the assembly out of the frame. You see the motor starting to move and it centers itself. This allows no side play once the motor's in place, and it keeps it safe, it can't fall out.
Visit BanksBrothersMotorcycles.com to order your Banks lift.
Hey, this is Chris from Cycle Source Magazine, and I want to thank you for watching the flagship show of the Source Media Group, Shop Talk. We go live with Shop Talk every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it's only one of the many programs we offer from Source Media. In addition to that, Wednesday nights we have Cannonball Chronicles that looks into the life and times of Cannonball racers as they prepare for this year's Motorcycle Cannonball. Thursday night we have Bike Night Live that dives into the culture of bike night, the food, the bikes, and the fun of hanging out with friends, and we even have some live entertainment. Sunday morning, Cyber Swap kicks off, where we have a sort of home shopping network approach to motorcycle swap meets, and we bring guys on that have parts to sell live right there. All of this in addition to our staple programs, which are Grease and Gears TV, live on the street from the events and rallies, Grease and Gears Garage, and Grease and Gears Garage Roadshow. We look forward to bringing more of this type of programming to you from the home of Two Wheel Entertainment, the Source Media Group.
Yeah, the Source Media Group. I can't tell you how much I love those guys. They've boy, the range of shows is really great. And the more you guys can hit the like and share button, tell people about these shows, and the bigger the audience, maybe we can get onto a mainstream media channel like one of your local channels or one of the cable shows. But till then, we really love having you people here. You're what makes this show great for us. and we hope that we can bring you a great show. There's one more sponsor I really want to talk about here, and that's Jim's Performance Products. They have stepped up and they're sponsoring this live read. And I want to tell you, from humble beginnings in 1967, Jim's has grown into one of the biggest industry leaders, producing performance parts, accessories, tools, transmissions, and high-performance engines, all aimed at enhancing the Harley rider's experience. Starting out with only a few manual mills and lathes, Jim's now occupies several buildings totaling, now listen to this, 50,000 square feet full of CNC machines making parts for your Harleys and their products. Jim's is involved in many forms of racing, sponsoring some of the fastest Harley riders on the planet, from the drag strips to the Bonneville salt flats. Jim's selection of parts and tools is grand, ranging from parts for your old JD, yep, they make JD parts, to the latest parts and tools for Milwaukee 8s. Now that's the live read. My personal take on Jim's stuff is that they have been probably the most accommodating of any business that I've had to deal with personally from my shop. They've come across, they're very open to making products for our hobby, our sport. They stepped up when I asked them to make some shafts for JDs, and their quality is unsurpassed. So thanks to Jim's for being one of our sponsors, and thanks to Jim's for being such a great company. And with that, I'd like to get back to Rebecca for a minute, if she's still there.
Yes, I'm still there.
Yeah, we had a few comments about the bridge, and people were talking about the nuts and bolts hanging out, loose boards, and we could see in the video that it actually was, the metal part of the bridge was wiggling when they were driving through that section. So that's got to be a little unnerving, right?
Yeah. Every part of the bridge wiggled. It wasn't just some parts wiggled and the other parts were not wiggling. So there
it's
were
like riding on a waterbed.
Maybe
like riding over a waterbed.
That's very unpredictable, because
right.
the other part of it was the boards were not, like, it had been patched several times. So there were 2x8s that would go along for a little while as all 2x8s, but right beside them were 2x2s, and then a 2x4, and then another 2x6, and maybe a 2x8, and then a rotten board that was clearly rotten, and of course the spikes, stakes, whatever they are, they stuck up. They were sticking up. Okay, yeah. They were sticking up. And everything wiggled and moved. So as you're going across, the board that your front wheel on is wiggling one way, and the board that your rear wheel is on is wiggling a different way. Mm-hmm. And then you're on another board with your front wheel while your rear wheel is still doing that other wiggle from the other board, and your front wheel is doing a different wiggle from a different board. And then if you're not careful, then one of them gets on one of those rut, in between, where things are just weird and you just want to get on a board, not between them.
Well, speaking of weird, I was told that the riding over a waterbed was a weird analogy, so I'll retract that comment.
Okay, I would not really have a lot of. Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Must be the steroid, somebody says. Anyway, one of the last shots was, I believe, Jake and Ginger with the sidecar coming over the bridge. Yeah. So I think let's bring in Jake and Ginger and talk to them about their experience.
Okay.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. What have you been up to?
Working.
Working. How's 2020 treating you folks?
Not too bad.
That's good.
Just staying busy working, and when I get a chance, I get to work on my bikes once in a while.
Excellent. So we met last year on the cross country chase, and we started out where?
In Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Right. So what was it like for you? Now, you haven't been on the Cannonball yet, have you?
No.
Okay. So what was it like for you showing up at the cross country chase? What were your thoughts and anticipations, and how did things change for you along the way?
Well, when we showed up, pretty much as soon as we showed up there, I mean, my bike showed up there, and I had probably put 20 miles on it before I went on the chase. And every time I rode it, I was so happy it didn't break down on me. So that was pretty much the high point of everything, was making it from one hotel to the next hotel, going, wow, this thing, nothing happened, nothing broke down, and it was quite an experience just riding across country, seeing stuff that I knew I'd never see again.
Had you ever done a long distance trip like that before?
No.
So that's pretty wild for your first time. So we saw a picture of the bike you were on. It was tell us about that motorcycle.
That motorcycle had never lived together. That was a pile of parts on May 1st of that year. So
May 1st.
May 1st. There's a picture somewhere. Oh, there's my JD.
Yeah, we'll get back to that one. There's a picture of blue parts, I think, somewhere that I saw in the prep for this. Laying on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay,
a bunch of swap meet parts.
So when you signed up for the chase, how long before you signed up? I mean, did you know before May of last year that?
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about your problem with procrastination a little bit here, Jake.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I work better under pressure, is what it is.
You work better under pressure. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the Cannonball. We'll come back to that. What's your team name?
It's Team Bar, Broke Ass Racing. So
Broke Ass Racing.
Broke Ass. Yeah. So.
You have a shirt? Is it on your shirt?
Yeah, there's a little spark plug on there, and it says "bar" in the middle of it.
Banners in the way.
Broke Ass Racing. How do we come up with that name? As if we can't figure it out.
Actually, it was me and Mike Brusso came up with that name. So he's my partner on the.
Mike's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
How did you get started in motorcycling, and what was your first bike, stuff like that? Give us a little background.
I mean, I always rode ATVs and some dirt bikes and stuff when I was younger, and then I wanted a street bike, and I knew if I got a Rice Rocket, I probably would have got killed. Riding wheelies and doing stupid stuff. So I ended up buying a Harley that it wasn't that great of a Harley. It went through a fire, and I bought it and had it for about 6 months before I got on the road towards the end of the summer, and really that's it. I started just playing around with Harleys. Always had one after that. That was over 20 years ago.
What was that like having to put that? So you said it was in a fire?
Yep. There was a Harley dealership had a big fire, and they lost a lot of bikes in 1998. I think it was spring of 99 is when I bought the bike. So it was a lot of stuff burnt.
Okay, and where do you guys hail from? What's home for you?
Maine.
Maine?
Yeah.
All the way up there? What part?
Oh, yeah.
What part of Maine?
Oh, a little town called Wales.
Wales?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like halfway up on the coast.
What happened to your accent?
Yeah. No accent.
Don't sound like you're from Maine. Lived there your whole life, or what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right. So, how'd you get interested in the Cannonball? Tell us about how you found out about it.
I mean, I'd heard of it before, but I went to Big Moose Harley Davidson and watched everybody take off for the start of the Cannonball in 2018, and that was really cool. I mean, I even took my kids out of school to go watch that. So
That was a big crowd there that day too.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's interesting to note that all these stops along the way bring a lot of people to witness the Cannonball and what it's all about. So you had heard of it, but had you ever seen it before?
No, I never saw it. I mean, like saw pictures of it and saw stuff in the Antique Motorcycle magazine about it and everything. But as soon as I heard about it and taking off from Portland, I had to show up to see it.
Okay, so tell me about the thought process that you're going through when you show up at Big Moose Harley Davidson, and there were hundreds of people there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had not yet decided you were going to do a Cannonball, or had
No.
you?
He came home and he said, "Wow, that'd be really fun to do." So I signed us up.
Right then and there?
Like 2 weeks later.
Okay, so what's your thought on this, Ginger, now about the whole Cannonball thing?
I had a blast.
Oh, wow, on the chase. Yeah.
Yeah, on the chase.
No, but what are your thoughts about the Cannonball?
Oh, I think you should totally do it.
Totally do it.
I'm excited for him.
Good.
I'm upset that there's no sidecar on his bike, but I'll get over it.
Who helped Jake with the directions on the chase?
That would be me.
And what was why did you have to help Jake with the directions on the chase?
He's not so good with them.
I don't follow directions well.
Not at all. No.
Okay. So for those people who don't know, can you explain how the directions work during the chase and the Cannonball? They're pretty much the same setup. Explain your daily routine getting ready to do the directions and then what you have to do with them.
So I would wait in line. I would get these paper directions that were about 8 inches wide, 16 feet long, and I would have to reel them up on a spool to spool in a little metal box that had a plastic case to it. And as you would go, you would have to start your odometer and stop your odometer and pay attention to your mileage and you'd have to watch your turns, left turns, right turns on certain miles.
So did you save it? Did you save any of those directions? And
yep.
Is Jake practicing?
Not yet, but
well, procrastination.
Yeah. Why? Well, that's funny you said that. We had a house in Maine that we used to live up in Sweden, Maine, and we used to have to drive from here to Maine. It's just New Jersey, so it's 8 hours. I'll make this story quick. When you get to Maine, what does the sign say? Welcome to
Maine, the way life should be.
Yeah.
And it used to say, welcome to vacation land, right?
Oh.
I guess they changed it. Well, my wife says, welcome to Maine, what's your hurry? This should be the motto. Anyway, I digress. What are you going to ride in the upcoming Cannonball, Jake?
I got a 29 JD I'm working on.
And how long have you had that bike?
Since January of this year.
Why did you choose a 29 JD?
Because I was looking for a JD and I ended up finding out about this one. And I thought it would be a nice bike, but come to find out it was a really poor homeowner restoration and everything inside the motor was just washed and put back together. And it was a lot of hidden stuff on it that wasn't right.
Like what? What kind of hidden problems?
Well, the gas tank. When I bought it off the guy, he said, "Oh, don't put gas in the reserve side because it leaks." Well, when I pulled the gas tank off, the whole panel was missing off the inside of the tank. And then I started pulling the motor apart, and the base gaskets were made out of hefty trash bag boxes. So
Hefty.
Oh yeah.
But not good, right?
No. At least you use gasket sealer on them, you know.
I actually believe that was in the first Tech Tips and Tricks handbook, though. I think that was like, it's not common practice today, but back then that was a substitute.
Yeah.
So where are you at with the bike now?
Motor's all back in it. The tanks are at one of my friend's house, and they're going to be painted. And I had it running this summer, and as soon as the Cannonball got canceled, I just
Whoa, hold on a second. I see
canceled.
two JDs there.
Oh yeah, the black one is not much of a JD. It looks nice, but it's not much of anything.
Okay.
That was the second bike that came with the 29.
What do you mean came? What's that mean? Came with the 29.
Well,
Jake, you got to talk to us here.
He's talking about it like they're stray dogs that followed him home.
This doesn't happen every day. Oh, yeah. Well, I got the extra JD while I was there because it was there. Tell us about that.
Well, I made a deal, and that one actually has an 18 engine in it. So
nice. So it's a J.
And that one. I started taking that one apart, and like the neck cups were held in with they didn't fit right, so we ended up using roofing flashing to go around the neck cups so they'd stay in there nice and tight.
Yeah.
There was just all kinds of weird stuff and I'd never been around JDs really, so I didn't, when I bought them, they looked nice, but some of the stuff was just not good about them, I guess.
So tell us about this picture here. Is that Long Lake?
Nope, that's Sabatis Lake. That's the lake we live on.
Nice, very nice. Yep. And this is like July in Maine, right?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, you would think so.
Well, if summer comes on a weekend, you're lucky. What? Tell us about that picture.
So that's right in my driveway. Right, like I said, we live right on the lake. In the wintertime, we actually have a bunch of friends that come out and we ice race antique bikes out on the ice.
Oh,
so cool. I run a 45 out on the ice, and I got a couple other friends that run 45s out there. I actually want to stud up one of those JDs and put it out on the ice, but I don't think I'll have time this year.
So are you going to run clincher tires on this bike? I see clinchers on those wheels.
No, I want to. I haven't had a chance. I was going to lace up some 18s and put some, regular tires on it, because everybody said those clinches are probably not something I want to run across the country.
No, they're very dangerous, as a matter of fact.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, well, when they come off, when they blow out, they don't just go flat; they come off the rim.
Yep.
So you'll be riding on the rim. So, yeah, I would encourage you to change those out. And you were going to do that before the Cannonball got canceled, right?
Yeah. Well, I was working all day and then working on the bike at night, and as soon as it got canceled, it was kind of a big weight off my shoulders. Everything kind of hit the back burner for a little while, and now winter's rolling around and work's slowing up, so I'll be back at the bikes.
There you go. Yeah. So tell us about the two bikes. Run us through how you found them. Run us through how you found them first.
Well, right around October of last year, I put an ad out on Facebook looking for a JD or a JD project, and the guy that owned those, he contacted me, and so a few months went by without really not finding too much else besides starting over from like scratch, just buying a frame and an engine and stuff. That's why I ended up buying those two bikes. I drove to Buffalo, New York, is where those two bikes came from.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right. And that's quite a trip from your place, I would imagine, right?
Oh yeah, I drove all day long, got there, loaded the 2 bikes up, and started driving back, and ended up having to sleep in the back of my van in the middle of January.
Between the bikes.
Yeah, between both bikes.
It was great.
So
In a rest area somewhere?
yeah.
On the New York Thruway, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody knocked on the van doors wanting to see what I was up to, so I was happy about that.
Hey, I'm sleeping here. What's your hurry? Right? So I see
they saw the
Jason has joined
nameplate.
us. In case
made it
anybody
back.
hadn't noticed, Jason somehow dropped out of the show. I guess nobody. It was going so well. Anyway, Jason.
I figured out what my technical difficulty was.
But was it Bob?
Well, that was part of it. Bob, go on. There's craziness going on here.
What was your technical difficulty?
So anyway, I'm back. What did I miss?
Everything. Go ahead. You ask them some questions. They're great
I
people.
want to- I
Don't
want
be
to talk-
afraid. They're really nice.
Have we got to
Yeah,
talk about
just 'cause we're from Maine.
badass JDs that he bought?
Yep. No, just starting to get into a little bit
Yeah,
of
they
the
were
story.
bad.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of the story.
I gotta thank Jake for this moment that
Yes, and I know why.
he bought.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because we were actually chasing these same exact motorcycles.
I remember that.
Yeah. Right.
And I've kind of been watching some of what he's been putting together on these things, and it's been interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're interesting. All right.
The
black bike, the frame was rotten.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. I mean, have you talked about any of the other problems that came up with these bikes?
No, just a few problems. I mean, well, I ended up buying the frame off of you because the black frame was all rusted and rotten.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked nice.
Tell us some of the problems. I can't remember. I mean, everything was built out of soda cans and cardboard boxes and everything like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what me and Rob were just talking about. All the stuff that he had, the previous owner had just did on his own, homeowner restoration. Really shouldn't have been touching a motorcycle, I guess.
What was that PVC can thing that he had done in the gas tank?
Oh yeah, inside the black tank, it had there was no insides of the black tank, so there was a PVC can that he had made that was inside the tank to hold oil. So I kind of knew about that when he was showing me that. So black bike really wasn't that expensive because it wasn't really that nice. So
Right.
I mean, even still, the package deal wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah.
No, it was decent enough. I mean, that's why I chased after him. And I mean, I'm complaining now about the stuff that I didn't know about, but really,
is the black bike all together now too? So do you have both of them running, or
no? That black bike got taken all apart, and the only thing I saved off of that black bike, I think, was the transmission, and that's about it. The front end was a big twin front end that he had made to fit, and I took that off and I put that somewhere else on a different project, and ended up getting a 27 frame off with Jason, and I put a I-beam Springer on the front of that.
Nice.
And I got a 27 engine from somebody else, and that's all redone. So that's in the bike, and it's kind of a slow project moving along. So.
Right, we're told that you don't get a lot. You have to force yourself to ride. You don't get a lot of riding time. Why is that?
I'm always working. I mean, I run my own business. I got a concrete business, and
this is our busy time of year.
Yeah.
Right.
I end up getting slow. That's why I ride on the ice in the wintertime, because it's a chance I get to ride.
That's nature's concrete, right?
Yeah. So.
Well, good. That's, I mean, good for you that you're busy, and bad for you that you don't get enough time to ride. But how many bikes do you have, Jake?
Yeah, Jake.
I have quite a few. Like,
What brands?
I'd
What
like a
brands and
concrete
models
answer on
do you
this one.
have?
that run or just motorcycles in general.
Oh, just tell us about all of them, Jake. Or should we have Ginger tell us?
Yeah, he doesn't own any of them. He's brought them all home to me.
Yeah.
They were
Oh, they're all
gifts
yours?
to me. Yeah, that's how he gets them in the house. Oh, I bought you something. Oh, I bought you a motor. Oh, I bought you a frame. Yeah.
And don't you just love it?
It makes it okay, I guess.
Well then. I don't know. I probably have about 20 motorcycles, maybe more.
20?
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, Ginger, that's hardly enough, is it?
I think he might be fibbing a little bit on that.
Oh,
I think
really?
it might be a little bit more.
What's the inside scoop?
There's quite a few.
They're tucked away.
They're everywhere.
So let's talk. What's the go-to motorcycle?
My 47 knuckle. I like riding that around the best.
Yeah.
So
they are fun.
Yeah, that one's fun. It always starts and
always
like it.
What's funny there, Ginger? There must be an inside story about this.
It's fun to watch him kick. And kick and kick and kick. And then he gets leg cramps. That's great.
It always starts though.
That's right. I live on a hill.
Better than living in hell. Okay. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but that's my favorite bike.
Is it so? I guess when you go out on the 47, you go out and you come back. You don't stop nowhere, do you?
No.
Ain't gonna be no stopping today. I'm out on the bike and I'm coming home.
I leave it running everywhere as I go.
Hey, somebody says you have a funny story about the chase. I think it's Brusso. Mike Brusso's with us, and he says, ask them about the funny story on the chase. And Mike, I'm sorry, it's gone past so fast I can't remember, so maybe you can type it in for us.
Funny story. There's plenty of funny stories. Which one? Where's Mike?
It was an adventure every day.
There was drama.
How about we do this? How about I've got a video that I'm bringing into the story tonight. Chris, can you roll that video, and then we'll talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, we put him on the spot. There you go.
Wait, what's going on, dude?
We're fucking calling it.
Oh, that's not a funny video.
It's a sad moment.
That is.
Fuck, dude. Can you guys help us get this out there? So you kind of thought you had a plan.
Yep. We did. A couple hours ago, we had a plan.
There's Bill lending a hand, right?
Yeah, Bill Reese.
The gas I poured in there, fucking what was left over, gas evaporates full of water. Oh, was it? Oh, yeah. Full of water. It ran like shit after I got gas. Fucking never ran good again. Now it's got a hole in the piston like this. See, we built this one loose because I knew I was gonna have time to break it in. So so everything was loose in it, so it wouldn't get stuck.
I don't think we were losing. I think it was too tight.
So I was riding down the road, fucking put my hand over it, getting it to suck fucking gas, and it would run. You could feel the gas on my hand. Fucking it would run and then stall and then uninstall, and then it went. I got one somewhere else. I got one over there. I'm claiming defeat is what it is.
I don't know how that ramp goes on that trailer. I want to hook you up. He says, that's just what I paid for it, $400. You get it.
It's just Friday the 13th. That's all.
Yeah.
So not funny, but kind of emotional. I mean, I love watching this video. I don't think this video has ever been seen by anybody before.
Yeah.
Just happened to come across it and thought I'd just get your take on what you guys feel about after watching it.
That was a horrible night.
Yeah. It was really horrible. Burn the hole in the piston, and then we thought we had somebody that was gonna let us use their shop that night, and the truck that I had put my bike in, that was Stillman Small. He lived pretty local to where we were, and we were supposed to bring it to a guy's shop, and he never answered the phone. And then when he finally answered the phone, he was like, "No, I'm not gonna help you guys. Sorry." So we figured we were out. And I mean, I had found a piston. I was gonna drive somewhere to go get one and try to fix it that night. But by that time, I think when we unloaded that bike, it was probably 9 o'clock at night. So then the next, we ended up getting a U-Haul, putting the bike in it, and Saturday morning when we woke up, we were out. We were gonna go home.
Yeah, our kids were in Orlando. We flew our kids down to see us finish the race. So we were only 40 minutes away from Orlando, so we were gonna go just hang out with the kids for the rest of the time.
Yep.
So.
But you guys finished. You guys finished the chase, didn't you?
Yeah,
we did.
Yep.
So how did that happen?
That's
How is it? How is it you were down and out, and we saw you at the finish line at the chase?
Well, the next morning, we said our goodbyes, watched everybody leave, and as everybody was leaving, Warren Lane had started text messaging me that if you can get your bike down to Miami, we'll fix it. So as soon as actually Shane was one of the last guys to leave the parking lot, and I told him that I was going to see him in Miami tonight, and he just waved and went on the race, and we ended up driving 5 hours south down to Miami. Wayne's girlfriend let us in the shop, let me use all his tools, anything I needed. He wasn't even there. He showed up at about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. The piston that he thought he had was 60 thousandths over piston, so the piston I needed was only a standard bore, so it wasn't going to work. We ended up digging around in milk crates and swap meet parts, and we found the identical piston that I had burned a hole in, peeled my rings off of it, put my rings on that used piston, put it all back together, and at 9:30 at night, we pulled into the hotel with a running motorcycle ready for the next day.
Yeah.
So it was quite a thing to do,
Tell me about the emotion when you fired it back up after all this aggravation and almost being out. What was the feeling you were getting when that thing started back up?
I think we were both crying at that point.
Yeah,
You're exhausted, I'm sure.
Exhaustion, and emotions going from one way to another. Thinking that we're out and now we're back in. And what was really cool is when we pulled into the hotel, one of the guys was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I got to run a motorcycle." And the back of that door popped open, and everybody grabbed that bike and pulled it out. And one kick, it fired up. And there was a lot of hooting and hollering and have a beer and have some whiskey, have a good time. It was just really, really cool how everybody just swarmed us and was so happy to see that thing running again. It was really cool.
I remember that night pretty vividly. I mean, that was, everybody was so bummed that we had to say goodbye to you, less than 24 hours before that. And then when you guys pulled up in the truck and whipped the door open, it was like, holy shit, with everybody hooting and hollering, and it just made the end very, very memorable.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of emotions that people run through in these events. The cross country chase and the Cannonball, very, very low lows and some very, very high highs. And then everything in between, obviously. But this was a pretty good example of what people might be able to expect. I mean, you guys felt like you had everything dialed in. You went almost all the way to Miami, and then bang.
Yeah.
Right?
So close. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to another gas station. I tried draining the gas out, and I was draining the gas out of it. And then all of a sudden I had a crowd of people start coming around me, and I'm like, oh, I can't be just draining gas out on this, in the parking lot somewhere. So,
Well, if you throw a match, it goes away quickly.
It was mostly water anyways.
Had anybody else gotten gas at that station?
I think a couple other guys did, but I don't know if they, if they got high test or something else.
Right.
Or we filled up, so we had no gas, so I topped it right off. And that's probably what the problem was. 3.5 gallons of water.
Amazing.
So I bet the last 100 and some miles that day, from Miami to Key West, to me, that's got to be like the ultimate ride after you completely redid the top end of that thing, within just 4 or 5 hours, and then pulling that off. I couldn't even imagine.
Hey, Jake gave us some pictures. Let's roll through some of the pictures he provided. Maybe you can tell us about them, Jason, because we haven't gotten to them.
You bet.
That's May 1st.
Yeah.
Pile of parts.
May 1st, prior to the September start of the chase.
Yes, it's a very small pile of parts.
There's almost a whole motorcycle there.
Kind of. No sidecar.
Yeah.
And we're searching for parts to build a motorcycle out of, right?
Yeah. I had all the major stuff.
Right.
That's Jakey riding on the ice in front of the house.
Yeah. That's
fun. What year is that? That's a 45. What year?
That's a 43 WLC. Is what that
WLC,
is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we're close to Canada up here, so that's how come I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
now
this one's funny.
I'm told this picture is very special. Tell us about what's going on here.
I will tell you. So after we got the bike all fixed up and we're headed to the Keys, our oil pressure kept cutting in and out. So Jakey, would you give me a flashlight?
Yeah.
He gave me a flashlight and he said, I want you to tap on the end of the
oil pump.
So I went tap, tap, and then I hit it from the top and cracked the little arm off from the oil pump.
Didn't break it off, but cracked it enough to where it was leaking oil everywhere.
So I said,
let's see the picture again.
If you look real close, you can see the crack. I said, hey, we're leaking oil, like a lot of it. So, yep, right there. Yeah.
Tap,
so
tap,
we
tap.
pulled over and we added some more oil, but we made it down.
Yeah. Yeah, we pulled over and the chase truck pulled up behind me. And I was like, no, I'll destroy this bike before I get back on that chase truck. So,
I did it once already.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'll do it again.
For that then?
What do you say?
I don't know. I missed what you said, Jason.
Oh, I said, did Jakey make you pay for that part since you broke it? And it's your
Not yet.
motorcycle?
Yes, we just got another one. I had to buy that one. Remember? He just bought a new motorcycle. It's okay.
Oh wait,
That one had a
what?
broken
For you. For you.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
oh,
I got another one.
what'd you get this time?
Another knucklehead.
Another
Oh,
knucklehead. So you're a pair of knuckleheads now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or then some.
A couple of knuckleheads. I love it. I'm just looking to see if I missed any of the questions that. Oh, yes. Ginger, what are your specialties as crew chief in the upcoming Cannonball?
So I'm really good at hydrating Jake and putting sunblock on his face and yeah. Carson's face and
all the other old guys.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
Every morning.
I didn't want their hands to be greasy on the grips. It was dangerous.
How are you with spokes and tapping oil pumps? Oh, well, let's say
very good.
Spokes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jason, you got anything else for them?
I don't think so. I'm kind of bummed that I missed the first half of it. You know,
I am too. I was looking forward to you being here. You left.
Dang,
you hung me out to dry.
This thing just like blew up.
I had a lot of fun talking with them tonight, though. You guys are a lot of fun, and being from Maine, well, you know, you're going to tell it like it is, I guess.
That's right, bub.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm super excited to see what these guys do on the Cannonball and
yeah, me too.
Any other things that they do. It's always a treat to see them and hear from them and see what they're doing online and all that kind of stuff. So
well, it turns out that Jake has some more work to do, so maybe we'll bring them back in the near future and see what he's done and made some changes and whatnot.
I'll try to poke him, get him motivated.
Well, he's got those wheels. He's got to do that. So
I would have had better pictures and stuff, but I've gone through like 4 cell phones this summer. So that's the problem why I didn't have hardly any pictures to give you guys.
Are you throwing cell phones? Are you throwing them?
No, like I leave them on the hood of the truck and then drive away.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, you know, it's those stops at Dunkin's that you make. When you stop at Dunkin's, you got to remember to put the cell phone in your pocket. Tell us about this picture before we let you go.
Hey, my sneakers were soaking wet, so I bought brand new dry socks. And, you know, just like when you were a little kid, your mom put bread bags in your shoes when you had wet shoes.
Hefty.
I think that's a Maine thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Maine moms do that.
It's a Texas thing, too.
Okay, good. Not regional.
Good old Harley bags from the dealersship.
Well, if you can't stop it from the outside, you might as well stop it from the inside, right? That's a good move. All you cannonballers out there, pay attention to this. That's a great tip for the cannonball. All right. Well, listen, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, Jake and Ginger. Thanks for coming on with us. We really appreciate it.
No
we had
problem.
a lot of fun.
It was good talking to you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Try and stay
Look forward
warm
to
up
seeing
there.
you guys again here real soon.
All right. Cool.
Keep the snow down, all right?
It was snowing today.
Yeah, it was. It was spitting snow today.
Well, nobody told you to live in Maine.
That's where I was born. That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh, you're a native.
Yeah.
Not from away.
No.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
See you guys.
So, Jason, what was this?
So, Rob,
what happened?
So, my iPhone just blew up.
Blew up?
Blew up.
Wow. So, well, you have to go back and watch the rerun. Watch me.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Stammering and trying to keep control of the show and figure out, you're the rock here, man. We need you.
Well, what happened to Rebecca? I thought she was,
Rebecca was here. She was
helping
out.
I'm here.
In
the sidecar.
She's in
I
the
talk
sidecar.
a lot without you guys hearing me, so. But yeah, I was here. I'm here because I love Jake and Ginger. You know, guys.
You guys would have taken over the show and wouldn't have let me back in.
Oh,
In a heartbeat, you're back in, buddy. In a
I
heartbeat.
appreciate
So
that.
I don't know who we have coming up next week. We had a guest scheduled. I'm not exactly sure what the schedule is, but I do know that our crack assistant producer here or booker has a schedule for us that I haven't seen lately. So I'll have to take a look. I'm sure she has it. But Marge has been doing a great job getting our
Right.
guests on for us.
yes, she is.
If anybody out there from the Cannonball is watching and you haven't been on, get a hold of us. Let us know. We'd love to have you on. And with that,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
We're wrapping up.
Jason Wadinsky? Is Jason Wadinsky going to be on next week?
I think so. Yeah, that'll be a great interview.
Awesome.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Okay,
actually
so if
got
I
to
start
go
looking,
see him in person here a couple weeks ago. So
yeah. So if I start looking through my footage tonight when the show ends, maybe I will find some shots of Jason for next week, because I know I've shot some stuff. But that's like with Jake and Ginger. I know I've got stuff. I know I do. I just couldn't find it on the way back from Mexico.
You know that wild man Cardell? He's watching. Keith Cardell. Keith, thanks for watching.
Oh,
All right. I'm going to
was
say
such a
goodbye,
good
folks. Thank you. Thanks to everybody who was tuned in tonight. We really appreciate it. Source Media, thank you for hosting the show. Banks Gas, you guys are the best. Jim's, Jason Sims, the Cannonball, the Chase. Thanks for letting me come back on.
oh, thank you for letting me come back on.
And with that, I'm going to say good night.
Good night, guys.